Frederator is one of the best things to ever happen to animation. Other than being the producer of many of your favorite series, Fred Siebert's company is also the driving force behind the promotion of independent animations and artists through online sharing and distribution. Its YouTube-affiliated channels have done a terrific job in relaying both background information and edutaining tidbits about several works, as well as the people working behind them, which also includes exposing many indie authors and their own projects to a larger internet audience, often with interesting results.
Hello. I like rusty spoons. I like to touch them.
Yes, Frederator promoted David Firth's Salad Fingers. I wonder how long it will be before it teams up with Lemongrab.
This is unacceptable!
Anyway, unless you're a David Firth, your best bet to be noticed would be to have your animation showcased in the Saturday Morning Cartoons block, which airs every Saturday morning on YouTube. Which is not a TV channel, so I shouldn't say that it airs, but anyway, the cartoons presented in said block tend to vary in quality, and sadly, the vast majority is not all that impressive, or good, or watchable. But occasionally, you can come across unsuspecting gems of animated beauty, like the works of Nora Meek, author of Sleep Awake, a gorgeous, aesthetically vivid short that uses its visual means to convey a story about heartbreak, separation, solitude, and refound love between two women. That's the main draw of Saturday morning cartoons. You never know what kind of animation or artist you will come across, and sometimes you can be really surprised. And oh boy, was I utterly surprised when Akumi showed up in this block.
What are those things? Are those the Queen's babies?
Oh, you mean the flying heads with teeth trying to eat my face? I don't know, Drone. Why don't you stop and ask them yourself? That was easy.
Oh, I'm sorry. You want to know what Akumi is, right? Yes, of course you want to. I mean, this is technically a video about it, so I should probably talk about it, shouldn't I? I guess a better question you should be posing yourself is, how exactly do I know about Akumi? Well then, I remember the first time I fumbled upon Akumi some years ago. Well, to be more specific, I fumbled upon a certain scene, a very specific scene from Akumi. Oh yes. Created in 2006 by the duo of Milton Poole and Dave Johnson of Miltonius Arts, and distributed on the web under the banner of Primal Instinct Productions, the original 40 minutes long worth of Flash animated shorts was later took down because of their extreme content. The kind of extreme content that finds itself uploaded in porn websites, apparently, which means the only versions that are currently publicly available on YouTube have been slightly re-edited and censored in order to make them, well, less extreme. Honestly, the show is better for it. It would be otherwise pretty hard to take this series as anything more than just blatant exploitation, when it just happened to feature a rape scene in which the victim gets showcased in various camera angles. I am not going to show it to you! You know why! Akumi, subtitled Conspiracy and Capture, tells the space bounty hunting adventures of a space bounty huntress by the name of Akumi and her bounty hunting drone sidekick by the name of Drone, which happen in space! Oh, and there's also magic. She likes strutting around wearing nothing more than a bikini and a Star-Lord jacket.
Oh, are we having a beach party? Because that's what you dress like. You're wearing a bikini. You're the mayor of Crazy Town. That's nice. Looks good.
After winning the elections, the mayor of Crazy Town gets in a crazy bounty hunt that lasts about 3 episodes, out of a total of 4. It should be mentioned that she only makes her first appearance in the second episode of the series. The first one is completely dedicated to the introduction of the main villains, which are not going to have anything to do in the rest of the story because it was never finished. More on that later. So, here's how Akumi, Conspiracy and Capture, actually begins. And just like that, I'm reminded of Dragon Pink. I guess that's one way to get the juicy fairy nectar. Whoa, dude! This is Roncha, an evil space warlock, person bent on galaxy conquest, as evil space warlocks are wont to do. He's got an endless harem of cloned women and a pair of zombie sisters as his personal lackeys. Again, space warlock. He plans on unlocking some non-specific ultimate power by stealing a bunch of mystical artifacts, plus kidnapping a young girl to use as a ritualistic sacrifice, and this whole plot is starting to sound like every hentai porn ever made. Seriously, we already have sexual assault and a scantily clothed main character who gets either harassed or made fun of on a regular basis. All that's missing at this point are hermaphrodite women and tentacle monsters. Speaking of rape monsters, let's finally address the uncomfortable elephant in the room, shall we? The scene you will no longer be able to see outside of pornographic websites involves an overpowered terrorist with cybernetic implants by the name of, I kid you not, Lester the Molester, and a very unfortunate guardswoman who was just doing her job. I'll let you figure out for yourself who gets to be the victim in this equation.
Get over here!
Please take all the time you need to groan inwardly. Are you done? Okay, let's continue. Polyester the Molester attacks a cloning facility that belongs to Roncha the Evil Warlock in order to steal its energy for himself, which is a development that never directly connects with anything else going on, and it feels entirely coincidental, really. Anyway, our space bounty hunting heroine, in case you forgot this is her story, goes after the guy. Unfortunately, she doesn't quite make it in time to save the guardswoman.
I need to give me some cash. I need to give me more of that spug juice.
And as you can see from this hastily added bikini cover-up, she's clearly ready for a beach party.
You're the mayor of Crazy Town.
Like and subscribe! After a relatively well-animated fight scene for 2006, Akumi proceeds to slash the guy's leg off out of retribution, which leads to getting herself cheated out the full bounty since he was wanted alive and intact. But at the very least, she gets the guardswoman's gratitude.
Thank you.
Let's move out.
And that's all. There really isn't much to say about this original web cartoon. It was clearly a passion project made by people who watched too much anime growing up, the kind of anime fated to be torn apart by internet critics who made a career out of it. The science fantasy setting isn't particularly expanded upon due to time constraints, but on the plus side, the aesthetics seem to be very reminiscent of Jamie Hewlett's art style, something that I can very much appreciate. It's hard to say if this story will ever see a conclusion. A supplementary 5th episode was recently released that doesn't advance the narrative by much. Also, Miltonius Arts is currently focusing its efforts in the making of a prequel series by the title of Akumi Extreme, which tells the bumbling bounty hunting origins of our heroine when she used to be much more of a klutz and much less of a no-nonsense kind of gal that still wears nothing but a bikini and a Star-Lord jacket. Because why not? I'm the mayor of Crazy Town. See you at the beach party, bros. Woohoo! Hashtag Bikini Bottom! It's autumn.